So we've entered match week 14 in the Premier League, and it doesn't look like the table has taken any real shape yet, at least for me anyway. We see Liverpool and Spurs are obviously the ones that people are having as title contenders. Personally, I still think Liverpool are favorites to win it. Let's look at the table here. So yeah, I think Liverpool are still favorites to win. I mean, they're on a fine run of form. A couple blips, but they're still looking solid. Spurs aren't gonna win it. I mean, let's be real here. It's Spurs. It's no way it happens. And it'll be interesting to see how long Southampton can stay up on top of here. They're having an amazing season. Look absolutely rejuvenated from last season, and are almost a new team really this campaign. So it's exciting to watch them play the way that they are, and hopefully they can continue for as long as possible, and they don't slip up, similar to how Sheffield slipped up last season. Leicester really showing everybody that they are here to stay. They aren't just some mid-table team that got lucky a couple years ago. They're pushing to be in that top four every year. Maybe this is the year that they finally get back to Champions League football. But, it's yet to see. They obviously lost earlier in the week to Everton. So, not looking too well there. But let's go over the fixtures for this coming weekend here. So, first up, we have Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Uh, it's easy to say this will be a tough game for Liverpool. It's Palace at home. Fans are back in the stadium. At least I think they are for Crystal Palace. I might be wrong on that. But surely Liverpool just sweep Palace aside. I don't think it's really much of a challenge for them. I don't imagine Liverpool walking away from this game with anything other than 3 points. But that's just my prediction there. Southampton and Man City. This is a very good fixture for today. It can go either way. Obviously, Pep City hasn't really enjoyed the best run of form this campaign. They've looked shaky at times and haven't really looked like the team that just 2 seasons ago finished on 100 points. So it'll be interesting to see this. Southampton obviously firing on all cylinders. So honestly, this could go either way. Either Southampton will come out and play magnificent football and they'll manage to squeak out a 1-0 or a 2-1 win, or Man City is just going to completely brush them aside. I don't think there's any in between. I don't see this game ending in a draw. It'll either go to City or Southampton. And I'm inclined to say that City will turn it on this game and they will win comfortably 3-0. Followed by this game, we have Arsenal Everton. This is another game that's kind of hard to predict. I know Arsenal aren't in the best of form, but they will definitely be looking to turn it around. As we keep going, Arteta's job is getting, more and more unsure the days that go by. So it will be interesting to see whether or not the players turn up for this game. I think obviously Everton are up for it. They're sitting in fifth place. They just beat Leicester earlier in the week. They're on fine form. So it will be interesting to see how they, play against Arsenal. Where will they just kind of sit back, or will they, bring it to them? And how Arsenal will respond to that as well. Will they just kind of like try to play on the counter or try to control the tempo of the game, like we know that Arteta likes to do at times. So this one is tough to predict, but I think Everton's quick past 1-0 to Everton. I don't see Arsenal scoring this game. Newcastle Fulham. Newcastle Fulham, I mean. This game kind of has 1 all written all over it, doesn't it? I don't expect much out of this game. Honestly, I'm expecting either a 0-0 or a 1-1, but not much else. Followed by Brighton taking on Sheffield. A big game at the bottom half of the table. Sheffield having just a disastrous campaign, sitting on 1 point after how many 13 games this campaign. I mean, it's absolutely shocking from a team that just last season was looking like they were going to challenge for a Champions League spot, really. So it'll be exciting to see this, and we'll really start to see, will Sheffield pull off the Great Escape, or will this be the season that they ultimately go back down to the Championship? Unfortunately, I think Brighton walk away with this game. I think 2-0 Brighton. Another very good game in Spurs versus Leicester. This is really gonna make it or break it for Spurs, in my opinion. They just lost to Liverpool. They have to bounce back. They can't afford to keep slipping up. If they lose to Leicester, I'm sorry, but I think that's it. There's no way they win the title. That's too many slip ups, especially back to back. I think Spurs have to win this game, and I think they will win this game. I think this game will be 2-0 to Spurs. Manchester United versus Leeds. Ideally, I'd like to say that this will be a comfortable victory for Manchester United. However, we have seen Ole throw games at times, and especially in the first half, he has struggled a lot. And Leeds have obviously been very good at capitalizing on first half struggles. They did it against Chelsea, scoring early on. They did it against Liverpool. And I don't see it being any different if Manchester United do not pick up the pace this game. And if Leeds can nick it an early goal or two, I think it's going to be very difficult for Manchester United to come back from that. That being said, though, I just don't see that happening. I don't see Ole doing that. Obviously Ole's in the hot seat as well as Arteta after crashing out of the Champions League. So this is going to be an interesting game for me. I think it can go either way, but I'm going to say Manchester United to win 3-2. West Brom versus Aston Villa. West Brom obviously just newly appointed Sam Allardyce. Big Sam has a lot of work on his plate. West Brom aren't looking good right now. And I think this is going to be a real testament to, Big Sam's reputation of, he can save any team. Doesn't matter who you are, he will keep you up. So, this is the time to start doing it. But I think this game goes to Aston Villa. I think, they're playing very well this campaign. Everybody's kind of hitting fine forms. And I think Aston Villa just edged past this one 2-1. Going into Monday, we have Burnley taking on Wolves. Both sides have had a kind of mixed feelings this campaign. Burnley still in the relegation zone, I believe, even after that victory against Arsenal. Or if not, just above the relegation zone. It'll be interesting to see how they fare against Wolves. I don't think Jimenez will be back for this game. However, Wolves are firing on all cylinders. They just beat Chelsea, unfortunately, 2-1 earlier in the week, and taking down Arsenal 2-1 as well, just a week ago or 2 weeks ago. This is a close game to call as well. Burnley are obviously very good at just, absorbing that pressure and just kind of sitting at the back. Sean Dyche football, very hard to break. I think Wolves nick it though. I think Wolves win this game 2-0. And finally, we have Chelsea versus West Ham United. A very big test for Chelsea and Frank Lampard's men. We just lost to Wolves earlier in the week, after having just lost the game before that as well. So it will be a huge test for us. West Ham are in fine form this campaign. They aren't looking like the team they were last season. They are actually having very, very good players step up. So I don't know how this game will really go down. I think Chelsea's form has been very shaky lately. Obviously the Chelsea fan in me wants to say we win this game comfortably, but the football fan in me says that this is going to be a very hard game. I don't know how this will go out. I will probably go over this game more in depth later today as the squad is announced and as I hear Lampard's press conference. I think this is just a bit of a close game to call right now. The way the squad is looking mentally a bit shaky. Injuries have obviously derailed us. The likes of Ziyech coming out, slowly coming back in. Pulisic kind of, beginning to get his game time on. So I think it's going to be a tough one to call, but I think Chelsea win 2-1 this game. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. Will Tottenham be able to keep the pressure on Liverpool, or will Liverpool slowly begin to extend their lead and show everybody that even with all the injuries that they have, even with Virgil van Dijk being injured, even with Trent Arnold being out for a few weeks earlier in the season, they are still the most dominating side in English football at the moment. Only time will tell. See ya.